The guy I went home with from the nightclub, I thought he's all human. Little did I know, he's a demon. Story time.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Huh? Yes.
Look at it.
Do something with it.
It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me always. Money coming in all day. Money coming in all paid. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, this is money coming. It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, this is money coming. This is.
Hey y'all, welcome back to All Things Jenny. I'm Jenny and welcome back to another episode of Spooky Story Time. Can you imagine the man that you met at the club decided to go home with turned out to not be human? Well, that's what happened to this young lady. Let's get into it because the story.
The guy I went home with from the nightclub, I thought he's all human. Little did I know, he's a demon. Story time. So, my boyfriend broke up with me. We have been together for over 3 good years. Out of nowhere, with no reason, nothing at all, he told me that he wasn't interested in the relationship anymore, and therefore, he is moving on. I was super upset. I decided to take myself to the club. It was a Friday. I just wanted to cheer myself up. Fast forward, I get to the club, I get my drinks, music vibing, everything going on good. I'm sat there sipping on my drink, enjoying it. Then something caught my eye. I looked at the corner. What did I see? This really cute looking guy, dressed very smart, sitting and sipping on his drink as well. He was on his own. He glanced at me too and he smiled. I smiled back. I carried on drinking my drink and didn't think of anything. Anyway, I felt a tap on my shoulder. I turned around and I noticed it was him, the guy who was sitting at the corner. He asked me if he could join me. I said sure, because there's no harm in that. We sat there, we chatted, but he didn't even talk much. I was the one yapping, doing all the talking, because I'm like pouring out to him, like my heartbreak, everything. It wasn't intentional, basically. Anyway, he told me that since I'm really feeling down, why don't I come home with him? He will make me some drinks because he's really good at making drinks. I didn't think anything of it. I just told him just drinks, nothing else. He said yes. Anyway, he drove me and we got to his house. His house is a secluded area, a very massive mansion, not even a house, but a mansion. Anyway, we get in. He asked me to make myself at home, feel at ease. I sat there. He brought me some drinks. We started sipping. Then he said something chilling to me, something I wasn't expecting. Tell me why this guy told me that your spirit is very strong. I thought it was just a joke, and I just laughed. Then, as the night went on, he didn't tell me that. Do you believe in life after death? Now, I'm starting to think, what the heck is going on? Why is he talking about these things? Why is he being weird? But then again, I thought maybe it was just the drinks. Then, the light started to flicker. It went off. When it came back on, tell me why this guy's eyes were glowing. He stared at me, and he said, "You're coming with me. You're not going home. You are my kind of person. Someone I've been looking for a very long time." People, before I could run, tell me why the door we came through, the door that we entered, we came through in that house was not there. The windows was not there. He started to talk like not human. It started to freak me out. I told him to cut off because he's freaking me out. He said, "This is not a joke. I'm his kind of person and I'm not going home." People, go to part 2 because what happened next will truly shock you. Before I could say anything, he started to step towards me with his eyes glowing bright red. He sounded really weird and strange. I started screaming, pleading, stepping back, asking him why he's doing this. He said he's not here to hurt me, but he's here to take what the world gives him, and I'm the one. Before I knew it, there appeared a fire pit right in the middle of the living room. I then was confused. I didn't even know what to say, what to think. I started to run. I just legged it through the hallway, started opening doors. All the doors were locked, except one door that opened. It was the kitchen. I grabbed a knife. I chucked it at him. He screamed, but not with anger, but with rage, really bad rage. And then he said, "You will never escape. You are mine." I bolted and I saw the door, which I opened. It led to the garden. It was pitch black, no houses, no neighbors, nothing. I started to run. I ran very fast. He didn't follow me. But then a car suddenly appeared. I stopped it. I pleaded and I begged. The man picked me up, asking questions I didn't even answer. He dropped me off at my house. Then I shut the door. I sat there. I cried. I couldn't even sleep that night. because I didn't know what the heck I had run into. Anyway, I thought this was the end. Tell me why. I started getting nightmares of me at his house, that mansion, every night. And there he is sat there telling me I'm his forever. I would never escape. I would wake up sweating. I had anxiety, depression. I was stressed. I didn't even know what to say. I didn't even know what to do. I didn't know who to tell this because it sounds bizarre and I think people wouldn't believe me. But anyway, this never stopped. I started praying even harder than before. But still, the dreams were coming, not every night, but every other night. People, be careful out there. I'd like for you to comment. Let me know what you would have done if that was you in my shoe. But also, moral of the story is that be careful who you go home with, because people, not everyone is all human. A lot of people out there are demons. They are from the spiritual world, and we need to be super, super careful.
Did any of you have this type of like Barbie head that you can style growing up? If you have one, or maybe your kid has one now, yeah, don't listen to this story. So this happened back in the 80s when this lady was a little girl. She was the only girl in the family. She had 2 older brothers. She mentions how her bedroom was right across from her brother's bedroom, so the doors faced each other. Her brothers did share a room while she had her own bedroom. Also, it's important to mention that the bedrooms didn't have doors. What they would do is put curtains where the door should be. I remember having a curtain on my door once, but that was only because my mom took the door. She took the door to my room. Anyway, she played with this doll head so much that every night when she would go to bed, her mom would pick up that doll head and put it on top of her dresser so that she doesn't play with it all night in bed. So there was one night when the younger brother woke everybody up in that household because he was crying uncontrollably. Obviously, the parents were worried. They ran straight to the bedroom, and when they got there, they asked him what was wrong, why is he crying? And he told them that when he was laying in bed trying to go to sleep, he saw when that Barbie head peeked into his bed. Why did I get chills? The Barbie head peeked into his bedroom from the sister's room. He described it almost as if somebody was holding that Barbie head and just inclined it this way. So I guess like literally, I can't even do the motion. I just scared myself. Anyway, he described it as if like somebody had grabbed that head and inclined it this way so it looked like it was peeking, which obviously is impossible for that doll to do because it would have fallen. It's only like a head. As he's crying, he's like, she was staring at me almost like she knew I was awake, and she peeked into the room. And it was basically impossible for someone to have hidden behind that Barbie to incline her, because again, she was up against that dresser. Even if it was a little sister, she would have been visible from his bedroom. And to no one's surprise, the parents did not believe him. His older brother that also slept in that bedroom did not believe him either. However, with time, that older brother started to believe because some weird shit happened to him as well. So there was one night where the older brother couldn't fall asleep, and something just told him to look towards his little sister's door. He saw the same thing that his brother claimed to have seen, which is that doll head kind of, inclined looking towards the bedroom. But it wasn't just that. It was not just that. He stared back at her because he wanted to make sure, like, is somebody holding her? Is she really moving? Is it me? And when he is staring at this Barbie's head, he said that the Barbie started making faces at him. He described it as like mocking faces, that like sticking her tongue out at him and doing like silly faces. Bro, that would have scared the I wake up, I turn, I look at my Barbie. The Barbie's like, that's the only thing I could think of. What other faces could she have done? What other faces? That would have scared me. That would have been it. Now that I think of it, that bitch has no arms. You have no arms, bitch. I'm gonna fuck you up. Okay, 34-year-old Letty would have fucked her up, but like 12-year-old Letty would have been dying of a heart attack. He also mentions how her mouth would move in like weird angles, almost as if she was trying to say something to him. And by that point, the little brother had also seen those facial expressions that Barbie was making as well. And of course, the older brother went and told his parents. He wanted to tell them that the little brother was not lying. He also saw that doll moving and making facial expressions, and of course, they didn't believe them. On the contrary, they got in trouble for making these things up. They basically told them, you better not come to us and tell us that Barbie's moving again or you'll be in big trouble. What's the punishment? I get to sleep in the room with you? Okay, bitch, punish me. What's the punishment? You're taking me to sleep in a new home? Take me right now. So the parents didn't believe them until one night where the dad stayed up by himself, and when he was walking down the hallway, he felt as if somebody was behind him. Immediately, he turns around to look, and he could have sworn that he saw something something peeking from on top of a dresser. The dad could have sworn that he thought it was that doll head that he saw move. You're a liar, you're making things up, and if you bring this up again, you're gonna be in big trouble, mister. Obviously, it was that moment where it finally scared the dad, where the family decided to get rid of this doll head. So where they lived, the trash people only came on Tuesdays and Saturdays, so they had left the trash and that doll head out there, and it wasn't trash day, so it was just gonna sit out there until the trash came. So while the doll was still outside in the trash, their grandmother came for a visit, and as she was passing by the trash, she saw this like perfectly clean and new doll head on top of the trash can. She pulled it out and asked them why they were gonna throw it away, and her son, the dad, didn't want to tell her why, so he just said it was because the daughter didn't want to play with the doll anymore. So the grandmother decided that she was gonna take it to her home because she had this bedroom that she called the old doll room, and she basically had a whole collection of dolls. She cleaned that doll head up and put it inside of that room. And surprise, surprise, after she put that doll head into that bedroom, weird sounds would start coming from that room. The lady that's telling us the story, obviously that was her doll, and she said that she personally never heard any noise in her grandmother's room where that doll was, but her grandmother and her aunt did hear noises coming from there. She explains that her cousins would also say that they would hear weird sounds coming from that room. They would spend the night at the grandmother's home, and while they were sleeping, they could almost hear like plastic bumping into things in that room. However, they were already scared of that room altogether since there's like old dolls all in there, and they did not dare to go in there and figure out what that noise was. With time, the mom of the girl was like, I cannot not tell them why we got rid of that doll. So she did end up telling the grandmother and the aunt why they got rid of the doll, and obviously they were like, oh my god, so it has to be that doll that's making those noises in that room. However, the grandmother decided not to get rid of that doll. She obviously did believe in the paranormal, but she was not about to be scared of it, so she decided that she was going to keep it in her house so that no one else has to deal with this doll. By the way, the grandmother lived by herself in that house, so yeah, that lady was not scared of the doll. That doll ended up staying with her until her final days, and the grandmother passed away. So grandmother passed away and left that house to her aunt, and her aunt first day took all of the grandmother's collection, including that doll head, and basically got rid of everything. She says that the aunt never told anybody what she did with it. They have not seen that doll head ever since. Yeah, that is a crazy fucking story. I feel like I would die if I were to see that Barbie head just like blah, making crazy ass faces at me. But what do you guys think?
When I got pregnant, I thought my life was finally turning around. I didn't know someone was working to make sure that my baby never made it. I am back with another spooky story. And this one is a tragic submission from Portmore, Jamaica. We're gonna call the person who submitted the story Marianne. Marianne said that when she found out that she was pregnant, it felt like the one good thing in her life. Living in Portmore, Jamaica, her and her boyfriend didn't have much. They were barely getting by. However, the baby gave her hope. Marianne told everyone at first, and the congratulations felt real at first. But then people started gossiping, old friends stopped calling her, and even some of her family started looking at her sideways. But there was this one woman in particular, her boyfriend's ex. Marianne said that this ex always made her feel small. And it didn't help that she only lived 2 blocks down. And sometimes she would catch the ex just staring at her, but whatever. The ex was acting like she had stolen something from her. One night, Marianne dreamt of her standing over her, pressing her hands into Marianne's pregnant stomach, whispering words that she couldn't understand. She suddenly woke up and sweat was soaking her sheets, and she was experiencing a bit of pain low in her belly. Marianne said she just brushed it off as a nightmare. However, the next few weeks only got worse. She would feel kicks and then nothing for days. Her belly would tighten so hard that she could not breathe. And she would go to the doctors and they would tell her that everything looked fine, but Marianne knew that something was not fine. One night while she's washing her clothes by a basin outside, she looks down and saw that, trigger warning, she looks down and saw that the water turned red. She thought maybe her hands were bleeding from washing, but when she looked closer, she noticed the reflection of something behind her, and it seemed like a woman's face just smiling. She turned around, the woman was gone. Now, month 7 into her pregnancy, Marianne couldn't sleep. She would hear scratching under her bed, whispering near her ears. She would even wake up feeling like something was sitting on her chest. And she said the creepiest part was, she woke up in the middle of the night and noticed that there was a shadow standing in the corner of her room with red eyes. And she said the shadow, yes, the shadow, whispered to her, "It's not yours." Marianne prayed and begged God not to let anything happen to her child. But one night she woke up covered in blood. So she screams for her boyfriend. But when her boyfriend rushed in, he just froze. He didn't comfort her. He didn't call for help. He just stood there and stared at her. And then he said, "It was never meant to live. She warned me if I left her, the child would pay." And that's when Marianne said she realized the truth. He knew. Apparently, he had been with his ex the whole time when she got pregnant. And she had an auntie that was known for Obeah. She went to her auntie for revenge. Marianne's boyfriend at the time, knowing all of this, didn't even try to stop the ex. He just let it happen. Marianne unfortunately lost the baby that night. And she said the real twist? If you thought this was spooky, a week later, she ran into her boyfriend's ex in the market. She was carrying casually a newborn in her arms, and everyone was congratulating her. And Marianne says she has an idea where that baby came from. She somehow believes that that is her baby. Whoo! Jamaica, y'all never disappoint. Thank you so much for submitting this spooky story. If you have a spooky story that you want me to tell, please feel free to DM it to me right here on TikTok or on Instagram. And hit the plus button if you love spooky, dark, and mysterious stuff. Like I see at the end of every single video, I love you, my abducted humans, from your favorite Haitian homegirl.
Alright, so I'm back with another story time. So I got good feedback from my last video, and I'm realizing there is a lot of people out there that have gone through similar situations, scarier situations, or haven't gone through anything at all, and they're just kind of curious about that side. And I have a lot to share. Just a background or side note or whatever the case may be. Growing up, I was very reluctant or cautious to share a lot of these things because certain people will not take it right. They'll be scared of you, think you're crazy or things like that. So a lot of this I kept to myself unless I was speaking to somebody and I could tell that they either experienced the same thing or they know people who have and they were believers. It's fine if you don't believe anything that I'm saying. I'm not here to convince you that anything that I'm saying is true or not. I know it's true. It's happened to me. I'm not here to convince you. So enjoy the story time. Don't believe it, but enjoy. So this is a story time of when I woke up and there was something standing in the corner of my room, literally watching me. So in my family's second apartment, we had heavy energies in that apartment. If you know, you know. Negative energies thrive on a negative environment for I think it's literal reasons or whatever. So my family, our household was full of, can I say that? A lot of traumatic incidences happened, experienced. It was very traumatic for me and my siblings, and things followed us to that apartment from our first apartment. Through this time, I felt like I was going through a spiritual warfare within myself as well as the things that were going on around, and I feel like that just juiced it up. Like it just juiced all the entities, all the negative entities up. Fast forward, I'm sleeping, I'm having a nightmare. This was very common for me during this time. I am laying down. I don't know. So you know those dreams where you wake up but you didn't wake up? Like those dreams that you're literally still dreaming, but you're in there. Like you're in your room. Everything's the same. Some things might be like backwards, and that's how you're knowing that you're in like a different place, but you don't notice it until the very end when you're about to wake up. So I'm awake. I'm thinking I woke up, but I can feel a very heavy energy on me. And that's how I kind of figured like, no, I'm still sleeping. Then like a very like, it like sounded off like in my ear, bro. My whole body starts to vibrate like with it. I'm looking around like what the fuck, like what's happening? And in the corner of my room, something would always be there. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. I'm feeling like I gotta throw up because that room was terrifying for me, y'all. Like that childhood room was terrifying for me, specifically that corner, because It could be any time of the day. If I even glimpsed, seen from the corner of my eye, something would always be there, and I always knew it. In this particular dream, though, it was standing there, but I couldn't see it. I could feel it, if that makes sense. This I have never been able to explain to myself even. Like, I'm literally looking in the corner and I know something is there, but I cannot see it. But I can feel it looking right back at me. Like, the feeling of dread, of like terror, the feeling that I gotta throw up is literally taking over my body. I know something is there. As I'm thinking, like, I'm literally thinking, I'm like, bro, where is it? I'm thinking that, like, bro, where is it? Where is it? Like, I know it's there. Why it comes running at me? It's like it literally, like, manifested itself, sprinted right towards me. Like, I screamed so loud in that dream that I woke up and was sweating, crying, not screaming, sweating and crying, looking around, my eyes locked in that corner. Mind you, my mom, she used to come into the room and turn off the TV and leave the room pitch black. And I'm scared of the dark for reasons that you might soon realize as I keep doing these story times. So I wake up, it's pitch black, I'm sweating, I'm crying, and I'm just looking around, it's pitch black. I run for the TV. As I run, I fall, I'm like going through it. I'm awake now, like in the actual like physical realm, physical world, whatever you want to call it. I can feel it still there. I run for the light, turn that shit on, slept with. I keep getting phone calls as if like something doesn't want me to like tell the story. I turn on the light, sleep with the rest of the night, the light on, and I just couldn't get that feeling of dread off of me, and I felt it. It was still in there with me, and I knew I was scared, and it was feeding off of that. I'm so glad I'm out of that house.
I've been delivering mail to a house that was never there. All right, y'all. So I've been delivering mail on this route for like a couple weeks now, I say. And it's always this one house that always stood out. Like, it's this big wraparound porch. It got like blue peeling paint or something like that. And there's this older woman who just like sit by the window smiling, like she's just like waiting for me every day. Like she have nothing else to do. So she always called me like son, and I handed her mail like through like, this little cracked door. So I'm thinking she, a sweet old lady. But today I turned down the same street and the house was gone. Not like empty, I mean like it was gone. Like nothing but like overgrown lot and rusted mailbox like leaning sideways. And I even asked the neighbor, I'm like, what happened to the house that was next door? Y'all, she looked at me like I was crazy, and she was like, that house has been empty for like 20 years. What? So the crazy part is, in my bag today, I still had a letter like from that same address, and it was stamped like 2003, and the envelope felt like cold, like somebody just like pulled it out the freezer or something like that. So I'm standing there with the letter in my hand, just staring at this empty lot. And y'all, I swear I can feel her just like watching me from like nowhere. Like I felt like she was still there. I don't know, chat. I don't know if it's some eerie stuff going on out here, but I don't know. What y'all think, chat? I mean, if y'all want to update, y'all want a part 2, let me know, cause what?
Hey guys, I'm Jenny and this is Shameless Plug. So I want to tell you guys about my Crown of Success manifestation book with easy, simple rituals and spells to manifest a life of abundance in your life. And those spells are so easy, even a child can do it. So this book is filled with different spells that I've learned over the years from my family, passed down from grandma and everything. And also those are spells that I've actually tried and I know that they work. So this book not only teach you step by step on the things that you can do that are so easy that a child can do it, but it tells you like the proper moon phase to use, alchemy, manifesting with numbers, numerology, and also the days of the week that best fit for this particular spell. So it tells you the timing of when to practice the spell, the days of the week, the moon phase. It show you all the colors of the candles that you should be using and different planets. So for example, I show you like planet Jupiter is for Thursdays and the hours of the days that you should be doing the spell. So this is an easy road opener spell. So I know a lot of people like to do like different spell work, but if your roads are blocked, of course your spells are not going to work. So it's good to unblock yourself first and then start using the spell, especially with the new years and the new days to come. And also I have some amazing spells in here. This is a powerful quick money spell. So if you're in a bind for some money and you're just trying to get some money, and I even have some easy powerful spell to win game of chance. So if you are a gambler, now I don't promote gambling, but if you are a gambler and you're just trying to make some money and trying to make sure you win, these spells will definitely help you. It tells you the best days to do it. So it says the best days to perform this spell is on a Thursday, Jupiter day. Jupiter is the planet of good fortune, luck, and expansion. Jupiter is the best day to perform spells that boost luck and increase your chance of success in any game of chance or any money spell, period. It has a list of so many spells that you can incorporate in your life with this new year to bring prosperity. And I even put some bonus spells on here, which for Saturday is a day to do like protection work. So I have a spell for like send back to senders. So I put some bonus spells on here, and then a protection with Archangel Michael. So there's so many spells on here. Removing the evil eye spell, so you can remove evil eye in your money and also in your everyday life. New Year home blessing spell, and I know it's been a few days since the new year started, but you can always do a home blessing spell any days of the week. As long as you need it, you could do it. So anyways, guys, this is my book. It's called Crown of Success by Jenny, and it's available on Amazon, the ebook and also the physical copying. So please grab a copy if you're interested in supporting this channel. This is a way to support the channel and to support me as well for putting out, you know, content every day for you guys. So enjoy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this book, and I hope you go and grab your copy, whether it's the ebook or the physical copy. I say have a physical copy, but it's really up to how much, you know, your wallet and what you can afford. So anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Mwah. This is a shameless plug, so just check out my channel, okay? Love you guys. Mwah.